Okay, so after it cooled down for a while, it's not hot anymore. I can touch it now, and it's been a couple of hours since went around and did some other things. So what I want to do is I want this to be 225. So I went to um, I went to the edge, zeroed out my DRO, zeroed out my DRO, and now what I'll do is I'll bring this back. Now I want to go 225. So I'm going to go down one. Oh, sorry. One, two, 25. Close enough. All right. So I have a little bit of backlash anyway. So um, lock my carriage right there. Plus I gotta compensate for the tool, whichever way. Now a lot of other people do it different ways. I don't know. I know some people can speed and like I'll see other people going really fast. I can't do that. So, but what I will try is, and the other thing I noticed too is when I go, I'm probably, well, this actually has a hole in it, so I don't have to go in that deep. But a lot of times when I would go in all the way deep, I would just, break it off the rest of the way because I would just keep snapping my bit. It's like that last little piece would get. But let me see now. Again, I'm in low gear. It's going to be a little noisy. A little bit of a cutting fluid. I don't know if this is good for cutting fluid. Um, I mean, I guess it would be, right? This pretty much Anchor Lubes works off of everything. Yeah. I don't know. I'll just stay with what I'm using. So this is what I'm used to. So anyway, all right. So that's all locked. Again, I'm in low gear, back gears, very slow. I don't know if I'm probably not gonna automatic feed this. As I get that, I'll touch off. There we go. tip okay? It's not actually cut. Yeah, my tip is fine. Make sure I'm all tight here. Yeah, I'm all tight. All right. That's what I was scared of. I guess I must have just got right to the edge there. Now you know why I go slow. All right. Let's see how bad I messed up my tool. Yeah. Just the tip. I guess it was just getting ready to break through. And I'm confused because I was actually going really slow. All right, well, what was the mistake I made? All right, let's get another tip and see what's going on here. Yeah. It should be almost pretty much there. I didn't think I was that far. I must have gripped something. All right, let's get another, change this out. Come on. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'll try to put the other side in. I don't think it will. Usually a lot of times once you break the one side, you're done. I try to go slow. Should just probably use high-speed steel or carbide. I actually do have a carbide. Is that the one? No. Alright. There's the little Allen key. This is it. Alright. I think actually I think that was as far as I could go. I'll have to do the rest by a hacksaw anyway. I think it hit the bottom of my tool. Yeah, I really don't know if I can. I don't think that's going to work out. All right, let me try this. Again, I do not think this is going to work, but I will try. I'm not sure how far off I am. I guess I should have measured that, right? Be easy to see, right? Yeah, it's not going to clear anyway. So let me get a. Let me make a. I'm gonna open up a little bit anyway because I want to make room for. I don't really need a chamfer, but I'm gonna go over a little bit more just to. What I want to do is make it a little bit wider because I'm gonna probably use carbide. Okay, let's lock that up again. I'll just go in as far as I did with the other one. Nice thing is my belt pops off when it gets too much pressure, which is really nice. All right, let's see if we're good or not. Oh, nope. All right, let me straighten that out again. All right, let's see where it went bad. My phone, of course, is beeping. Oh, that's going to screw up all my measurements. Okay. All right, nothing. Okay. All right. See if we can straighten this thing out a little. Maybe if I loosen it up, it'll straighten out. What I want to do. Let's do this. Still off. All right, that looks pretty good now. Right? Look at this thing. Let's see what it looks like now. Gear back in. Yeah, it's still off a little bit. It's not going. So weird. I don't think it would have bent the whole piece. All right, let me figure this thing out and bring it back. So what I actually did was I actually turned it down a little more. This was the original one I had, and as you can see, look at the size and the difference. So, and as you can see, I left in the when I was trying to cut this, and it broke my bit, and it kind of crashed my lathe a little bit. The reason, I was trying to use high-speed steel and everything else, but I think it was like a 1 inch between here, and I think the the cutting tool I was using is only like a 1/2 inch. So I actually changed it. I went down to a 1/2 inch and I made 2 spacers. So now these were the washers that had before on it. So, and it's nice. It's like, I mean, I got a little bit of movement. The thing is, I can't get it any tighter. because then I just can't get anything in there. It's just as tight as it can go, and I really don't have any. That side plate is really not there, only a hair. I just hope it's not going to be an issue. If you look at the other one, look how bent the other one is. See how that is straight compared to that one? Now that's the one I got to fix next. I do have a piece of 4140, and as you can see, I was trying to get this one out before. Oh, twist it a little bit here. I was trying to get this one out before, and this is what happened. I started beating, and it started just breaking the weld. So I know that that's actually, I know for a fact that's bent. And as you can see in the top part with the rod part, now this is just extra paint I threw, but you can see how it's got like a nice space, and this moves a lot. So that'll be the next one. But right now, so I got the top done. And as you can see, the top and the bottom are a little different. In fact, the actual pins are different in size too. This one's a lot longer. To where if you see that one, like this one, what happened? I realized that because I accidentally put this one in the top to begin with. But so now I have the bottom one to finish, and I'll see what size I need with that one. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to open up this cylinder a little bit. Around here, playing with this tripod here, like no room. All right, let me. Open that up, because like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to get on the bottom one. This one right here. Let me try to pull this cylinder down there. Give me a better idea. Making sure, try not to get any dirt in this thing. I'm going to put the caps back on it so I pull this down. Oh, man, that's tight. There it goes. Oof, nice big cylinder. Nice brand new cylinder. Okay. Oof. What fun that was. And there's the cylinder. Yeah, I'm just going to put the things back in there. I still don't have any issues. It's funny because now as I look at it straight, it looks like there's just barely, like maybe a dot on each side. Like maybe I could get one more baby thin spaces, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it in there. It's going to be too tight. All right. Now the way I measured the other one was with the I had gauge blocks set. I think I put the two together. Do this again. What do I have here? Oh, yeah. So this one's a 500. And that's a 450. And that feels like that would be nice. Nice and solid. So I got a 450 and a 500. It's actually, yeah, that's pretty tight. I mean, I can go like a little bit more, but not much. I'm going to keep it this, because this whole plate can get pushed in too. Because I think I'm going to need some, if you look at this whole thing is kind of a little loose. And I want to fix all that up. So, in fact, I should probably spread this apart or close it, one or the other. Figure out which way. That's what I'll do. I'll go with like, you know, I got a 500 and a 450. That should be good. Yeah, it's very tight. And then, like I said, what I'll do is Yeah, because you see that's barely moving, just a little bit. That's very, very tight. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with a, I'll make two spaces. I'll separate. What do I got? 950. So I'll go 425, right? 950. So I'll go 425. I think I had, no, what did I go? I had 225 with the other one. So now I'll go 4, is that it? Yeah, 950. 950. You can see them. There's a 500 and a 450. So I'm saying 950. So yeah, let me write this one down. My pen, markers, anything. All right. Oh, we're gonna do 425. So, all right. I can't find my marker go here. Losing everything. Make this easy for myself. Yeah. So we got. 450, 25, and then that would be 4, and that's 2, so yeah, 225 and 225. No. No, that's not right. I got 9. Why did I do that? I did it the wrong way. That was not, yeah. Screwing everything up here. Confusing myself, maybe because I'm on the camera here. All right. 500, 450. It's not mine, is it? It's adding it. I'm subtracting it. So I have 950. Half of 950 is 425. All right. 425. So let's make 2 more spacers. Let's do them. I won't bore you with that. I will bring you back. All right, so I started to turn this down. I didn't know if anybody wanted to see this or not. But hey, if you like heavy machining and stuff like that, I'm going to take this piece, which is, I want to go down to like 150, 1.5. And I'm thinking, and it's at, right now, and I hate to waste this piece, but right now it's at 340. So I got to take a lot off, about 2 inches off. And the only reason I'm using this is this is the only thing I had left. I think this is like 1018 or something. I'm not even sure, but I know it's a good it's a good bearing material. I'm just going to use it as like a spacer, so hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, if you like it, stay tuned. If not, then just fast forward. It's no big deal. This is taken way longer than I thought. I just thought I could have taken the cylinder head. I could have taken the head off and cut it and welded it back onto it. But I just figured now I'll just make a couple spacers. Now I'm just wondering if I should have just done that. Just taken off the piece, taken off the head and just put it. But you know what? I'm going to keep turning down and at least I can save some of this piece because I really don't. I only need, I think from here to here is like an inch and like some. And I only need, I think it's like, what was I saying, like 950 or something, so like 425 on each side. So anyway, it's going to be a little loud, but if this is what you enjoy, then take it. I'm going to try to take some heavier cuts. It's probably going to get a little hot. As you can see already, it's starting, the chips are looking like a little burnt and stuff like that. So this is a hard material, but I'll just keep taking it as we can. Give you an idea where I'm at here. So my DRO is at 0. I'm going to take it to about 150, I guess. I know this machine handles it no problem. I could probably even go 3 to be honest with you, 2, whatever it is. But I'm just going to take little cuts for now and just take down this material. So it's probably going to take a little bit of time. I may actually stop it too because I'm not sure how hot this is going to get. But anyway, as you'll see. All right, here we go. It's getting like real stringy. starting to harden itself. Seems like it's starting to harden itself. It's getting, I'm sure it's probably nice and warm. Some oil around it. I'm sure it's, yeah, it's pretty warm. I think my bit is taking a beating. I'm going to keep it though. I don't want to change it. Not just yet. Why waste another tip when it's still cut and good? So, all right, let's go some more. I must say, I am impressed. I am extremely impressed with these cheap little turning bits. Where are they? I think it's these. This was an Amazon deal. Yeah, those are the numbers, just in case you're curious. I think they come with, what is it? It's like carbide and then I coated carbide. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, but I'm really shocked that this thing is held up this well so far. I mean, I've done a lot of turning. I wanted to see how big the hole. I still got to do the. I still have to do the bore too. I think it's the biggest drill bit I have was 22 millimeters, so I did that in the center. I still got to bore that out to. This is going to 1 inch, 99.50 or something like that. So obviously you can see it's, yeah, pretty hot here. But we're looking good though. It's getting there. Looking good, actually, really good. Came a long way. You can see that. And it's hard to really get you over there, but you can kind of probably not really tell, but you can see that that's the shoulder. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but if you can tell by that, it went down a lot. I'm still way off, but I'm getting there. And like I said, it's really hot. So I'm at about 250, so I got to go down another inch. 251. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. Oh, it's definitely getting there. I made a mess. Took a lot off. And believe it or not, the finish is not really that bad either. It's very, very hot though. Bet you would probably just smoke with this. So if that's 1.5 inches, it's probably even bigger because it's pretty hot. So, and like I said, we're definitely getting there. All right, let's continue on. cool down a little bit more. I'm taking off a lot off of this thing. This is just unreal. It's getting there though. I mean, it's getting down there. Where are we at now? We were at 226 before, I think, or was it? No, we were at 250, right? Now we're at 223. 22300. I got to get to 150, or close enough. I think it was like 151, or probably 1.5 inches. And this is 1 inch, the bar. So I still have, like I said, I still have to remount the center. I think I went with what I had with, so. And use my boring bar for that. In fact, I don't even have to go down. I'm going to probably measure, instead of doing the whole entire piece, I'm just going to measure from, from this edge right here to there. I think it's about 1 inch in or something. Maybe not even. What's that? It's like 930. Actually, I thought I had to go a little bit more than that. I think I had what was it? 225, no, 425 and 425, 950 was it? Yeah, 930. Okay, I'll figure it out. If I got to turn a little more, I'll turn a little more. I thought I was more than that though. Okay. I could actually. That's right. I think I had other speed. I'm not going to go down as much, so, but it'll give me an idea. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's still a little warm. Yeah, I can hold it over a paper towel. I feel a little bit of warmth coming off it still. Yeah, it's doing some heavy cutting. I'm actually, like I said, I'm surprised the surface finish is actually not too bad. It doesn't look that good on the camera, but it's actually a lot better than it looks. Very, very smooth. Very nice. All right, let's continue some more. let's see where we're at now. Still probably have a decent amount to go, but just get an idea. $197. We want to go to 1.50. So we're still half an inch short. I'm sure this thing is smoking. Yeah, it's a little hot. Which I am just really amazed at this tip. I mean, I've been doing some, I'm taking 150,000 cuts and it's holding up pretty good. So I guess I could even go more if I wanted to. All right, let's see if we can get this down a little more. I know I got to go a half an inch, so I'll look for. I'll just follow my DRO and I'll go for 0.500. Right? 0.500 is yeah, 5,000. Yeah. Okay. Again, this is probably still nice and warm, so I'm really shocked at how well this is coming. This is cutting. I'm shocked. And that's what I got now. Forgot to turn it on. So I'm at 1.6. I'm getting there. Getting there. 1.6, 225. But then again, too, it's probably very, very warm. So, all right, let's take off. Let's see, what was that? That was, what did I say that was? 1.6, and I want to go to 1.5. All right, let's see if that'll work. Oh, that'll bring it. Okay, so 1.5. All right, let's go. Bang. All right, let's continue on. And again, I am not a machinist. I do this for fun, and this is already over an hour. just turning this down. Crazy. All right. 150. I think I went too far. That's exactly what I wanted, but it's kind of warm, so I'll see what it's going to be when it comes out. Again, it's not a critical measurement. It's not a big deal. But, yeah, I mean, we made a lot of progress. Look at the progress that was made. This piece was like 4 inches, I think. So it was a lot of turning on that. So I'm going to let this guy cool down. See what my measurement is after that. Yeah, it's still nice and warm, so I'm going to see what the measurement shows after it cools down for a little bit. And like I said, I got to bore the center, and that's going to be critical. So that I want right. So I want to make sure that that one's done well. So what I usually do after this, I usually just clean up, you know. So I'm gonna do some cleaning up, and wow, got like a whole trash bag full of material. But like, no joke, this trash can is brand new. I don't have anything in this thing. And then is all the shavings. This is a 55-gallon bag. This thing is huge. So yeah, a lot of turn. So I'm going to finish cleaning up, and I will bring you back if you've stayed. See what we got here. And at the same time too, it's still a little warm, so I'm gonna go get close, but yeah, I'm at like 94, 93, 94. Yeah, right around 94. So let me go another 100. Actually, I'm going to go 50. And again, I think this may be on a little bit on the hot side. 94, 95. And the pin is, and this is still a little hot, not crazy. My pin is about 98, 97. All right, let's do another, let's take off another, I mean, it looks like I only got to go about like 300. Let's do a 150 shot. Let's take a pretty heavy cut and see what happens. Again, I think I might be a little on the oversized, but let's see what we got here. All right, we'll go down. Let's take a 150 shot. Should make a nice clean inside too. Actually, I'm going to go with 100. Shows 96. All right, let's go another. Let's go. Yeah, let's do the 150. All right. Yeah, it's still a little warm. It's at 96, and it's warm, so it's probably a little oversized. It's close. All right. Go another 100. Feels pretty good, but it's actually a little hot, so I'm sure it's going to shrink, so I think I'm going to leave it alone for now. Yeah, it's going to shrink, I think. I have a feeling. It's at 98, 98.45. It fits like kind of snug in there, just a little bit. Let me, like I said, it's probably going to get, it's hot right now. So at the same time, I just want to, I think I'll just chamfer the edge. I think that should be good though. I'm just going to chamfer the edges there. Let's see if that'll work out for us. Surprised at these little bits that do all these cuttings and stuff like that. It really works out well. I think I got to bring this thing up because I think I had this for something else, but all right. Let's see. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. My next step is going to be cutting it off, and you know how that's going to go. Boy, this is all jammed in here. I can't even clean it out. Yeah, it's in my chuck. I'll have to pull that all off and get it all out. It's tons of stuff in there. I was going to say I should just leave the pin in there, but yeah, if I leave the pin in there, it's going to harden up on me, or shrink on me. So. All right, let me let this cool down a little bit. Let me make sure that everything's good, everything's going to fit good before I start, cutting it off and making two spacers out of it. So stay tuned. All right, so it seems like it did calm down. Let me get my, I just had it right in my hand, the pin. Alright, so I got, it did cool down. Here's my pin, and it fits very nice. Just a nice fit. Now I still have stuff in the things I can't push it all the way through, but it's really nice. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's perfect. It'll be fine. Now I'm going to try to cut this off. Now I'm going to try. I guess I'm going to try higher speed this time and see if that works. Some other people have luck with higher speed. I'm just going to go slow. I did set my DRO to the 0 position and also the 0 position where it should break through. So hopefully when I get close to it, I can slow it down myself. But let's see how this works out. I'm going to go back to my back gears. Let me see if that'll work out. Pull it out here. This isn't the slowest either, but it's a little slow. Doesn't sound like it. What do they say? If it doesn't sound right, something's not right. This doesn't seem right. I don't like it. See if I can lower that a little bit. Actually, let me see if I can raise it a little bit. It's getting too low. I think I'm going to try to go a little lower. Let me get my I'm not sure why. This usually fits really good. Usually works really well. Let me see if I can bring it down a little more. Maybe it's too high. Try it again. I guess somehow it's a little high. It's still not cutting right. There it goes. Faster. Again. Did the same thing again. And I even set my DRO. Are you kidding me? All right. Smooth the tip around. Like I said, I'm not a machinist. I'm still learning. And this is my hardest part, is cutting off. You know, aluminum, everything, it's easy. And once you get to steel, it's nothing but a problem. All right. Now, I don't even know how far in I went. I don't want to move the carriage because I'm right where I want to be. See if I can try to turn around and see if I can use the other side. Snapped it really well. Alright, let's try to see if I can do this one. Try this again. Okay. Alright, yay. Alright, let's see if I mess that up again. Yeah. Yep. Did it again. That's pretty good. Let's see if we're close. Close enough for my work. Try this again. And this is like what's left of the tip, so. I'm trying to go so gentle now. See, I feel like it cuts really nice. And it should stay cut nice, but it doesn't. I'm only doing it, I'm just barely turning this. Is it because I'm too far away? Close to breaking through too. feel like it's so close. It's ready to go. But these bits always break on me before they go dark. Wow, that's so close. According to my DRO, it's ready to go. Oh, you know what? The bit looks like it changes. That's why it's not showing it. All right. And that should be it right there. There it goes. Bingo! Bingo, bango, hooray. There we go. Alright. Let's, see, I don't understand that. Why is that easy to do that? Alright, so it looks like it's... Alright, let me unlock my carriage now. Go another, let me see, which one was this? This one was, and it's still a little warm. Yeah, it's kind of warm. $36.85. Okay, let me do the other one the same way. It was 42.50. Okay, that should be good right there. All right, let's see how far I can get with this tip, because this tip is a little. This is not a new tip. Wow, it's hitting a little bit on my slide. So what I got to do is actually. All right, let me do this again. Let me pull. Actually, let me go in with this. All right, let me do this. Take this out of here. Let's go back. Let's go in. So we'll bring our carriage in as much as we can go. Now we'll hit the edge. Beat that again. Let's go back down. Actually, you know what? Let me do a... I could probably chamfer the edge. Actually, no. Did I do that? I don't have to on that. Yeah. That's right. This is going right up against the thing. I guess I could give it a little chamfer, but... all right. Just hit this real quick. Good enough. Bring this guy out. Let's take this off. Get this off. Get this one back here again. Let's go back. Lock that. Okay. Now we're going to have to... yeah, see, that looks a little weird. Alright, that one. Set that. Bang. In 425, which is going to bring me out to 425. All right, let's see how this one works out. Maybe because it's closer, it'll be better. There it goes. Okay. All right. I broke that good this time. Nah, just the same thing. All right. Let's. That bit was already halfway gone anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. All right. Let's try this again. Easy does it. Bye-bye. New tip, and let's see if we can do this one a little bit better. Some people go fast, some people go slow. Just not, I am not good at it. I don't do it that much, honestly. Hopefully it's not going to give me a problem with that. Does it look like we're a little crooked again? Yep. I think it banged it a little bit. Let's try this again. Okay, better. Something does not feel right. Yeah, something doesn't feel right. It's like it's... I didn't break it. What is that in there? I guess it's nothing. Alright. Yeah, there's something in there. Alright, let me figure this out, see what's going on here. Alright, that time it worked. I don't know. And go figure, a higher speed was better. I don't understand it. Again, I'm not a machinist. I've only been... I think I got this a couple of years ago, this lathe. 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Kind of repainted or took it apart, cleaned it up pretty good. And I just use it. Where does that piece go? It went flying. Where did it go? I use these baking trays underneath. There it is. Right there. Nice. There's 1 and 2. And they seem like they're the same exact size. Thank God. Alright. So, alright, I'm going to call that a win. Now let's go back to the machine. You aren't even watching. Yeah, alright, I just got to get this one in here a little tight. Very, very tight. Is that too tight? Yeah, that might be a little too tight. See, it had spacers on the edges. But you know what? Alright. Yeah, it's very, very tight. See, that's bringing that out because I'm going to have to put spacer in here too. I wonder if I take out... I'm going to take out one of the washers on each side. And then I'll put them on the outside actually, I think. In fact, I think this one... I gotta fix this here. Make sure that fits in there because I was having an issue with getting the rod through there too. Okay, so that goes through. So what do I want to do? I want to take out one of these. Just like that. right. Now let's put one in the spacer. This way it's a little bit tighter. Yeah, because I think that because this is supposed to be in a little bit. This is supposed to be closed a little bit. So that's bringing that in. So that works there. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. You know, obviously once I tighten everything in, I think I need to put a spacer in here because as you can see, there's some room there. You know what I mean? It's going to move a little bit. There's some up there. It's an old used machine, so it's not a new machine. So I guess the last step to do with this would be hooking up the hydraulic lines, and then we just have to, after the hydraulic lines, we have to do the hydraulic. I may actually get a couple more cylinders too. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, it's in there for now. Let's hook the cables up. Bring you right back. Get everything ready. All right, so I thought you guys were actually watching and my camera wasn't on, but anyway, I did do the cables, you know, put them tight. Unfortunately, I don't know, I just did this for the time being. Hopefully it's okay. I just threw a wire tie up there. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do, maybe reroute some of these or something else, but for the time being. Now, I didn't even hook up any kind of I didn't put any power on or anything else. So this cylinder is completely empty right now. So obviously I'm gonna have to like cycle it, I guess, a few times. But let's see how this works out. I haven't turned anything on yet. I haven't done anything yet. So I guess we'll have to see how the bucket works out. Let me turn it on and try to move this one up and see what we got. All right. That's it. That's as loud as she gets. Let's turn this thing off. So I guess this will be the one that will get some fluid to it. There it goes. Nice. Very nice. I don't want to go too. I guess that goes all the way up, huh? Okay, good. That's as much as I got. So that's actually perfect. I was really scared about that. That was what the other one was measured, but I just wanted to make sure. So awesome. Very, very happy. Nice. Awesome. All right. Cool. All right. Worked out pretty good there. I like it. Yeah. Before the bucket was just falling down. And for the people asking, the reason I didn't rebuild this cylinder is because I'm in Pennsylvania, in Langhorne. I got a place right around the corner from me. I won't say the place, but they won't do this. They won't give me kits. They won't do anything. They wanted $300 to $600 to repair that. So, and when I took pictures of getting, you know, all the seals and all that stuff, they quoted me close to $1,500. And then there was somebody else on Facebook, and I saw them, and they quoted me $2,200. Nobody around me will sell me the seal kits. So it's like a hit or miss on Amazon. And, you know, honestly, I bought the seals for this red one here, which I'll probably attempt to do, because I can see the wiper's bad. See, it's letting a lot of stuff in and out. That looks like dirt, you know, probably from something, I don't know. You're not even looking at it. But yeah, it's like just this wiper I think is shot, so, which I do have, but of course I'm going to take it apart because I don't think it's leaking at all, but I'm not sure. I'll probably try to rebuild it. I think that's the kit for that one. But so that was the reason why I did it this way. You know, it's not worth it. The cylinder brand new was $124, and with tax, you know, like maybe 132 or something like that. But I can't beat it for a brand new cylinder. And the rod on this one was only 1 inch. Yeah, it was 1 inch. It's the same exact one as this one, which I'll probably swap out too. That it's the same exact cylinder as that one. This one is 1.5 inches, as you can see. It's bigger. This one's only 1.25 inches, and this one's only 1 3/8 inches. So this one actually is the biggest one, and again, it was 124. So what I'm probably going to do in the future is I'm probably going to just replace them all. It'll probably just be the easiest thing, is just to replace them all. I got, you know, another 124 here, a 124 back there, and then 120. I mean, again, for like another $400, I got a brand new machine, except for the cables. I know I still have the hoses and everything else, but I'm going to try to get by on what I can for now as far as the hoses go. I don't want to really, you know, they're all double. Some of them just lost the insulation and stuff, which there are supposedly two cables, so, or 2 wire. So I just put like wire loom on them and stuff like that. But you know, some of them I guess I can extend the thing. But the good thing about this, I think this one, I wouldn't need an adapter for this because this one's already done. This one was replaced at one time. So I would just need to get, I have three more adapters. So I would need to get one more, and then I have three, I think they're the number 6 adapters. I'd need to get a few more of those. But anyway, yeah, I'll do some greasing up. Boy, all this time just to make that and that. Those two pieces. Again, you know, if anybody asks, well, why didn't I just, you know, I could have turned this down. I could have cut this off here. And, you know, I know a lot of people leave like a little, like a 1/2 inch, like maybe a little spigot or something they call it, and then I'll take the other one, or you know, on this one, I could have cut it off here. Same thing with this one. I could have cut them both off, you know, and just welded it back in. It wasn't worth it for me. I would rather make 2 spacers, even though it took me a decent amount of time, and I know I'm done. I'm not doing anything with this. If this has a problem later on and I got to send this back for warranty, I don't have to worry about it. I don't want to deal with any issues, you know, any leaks. It's not worth it just to make up a couple spacers. So, well, anyway, this was a project that took a little bit longer than I thought, and this was all pretty much real time. I mean, probably took me about an extra 4 hours on top of this. But yeah, mostly everything was in real time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, see how it works out. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and the next video I'm going to try to change the fluids. Who knows, maybe I'll get some more cylinders. I'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching, and any questions, let me know. So thanks again. Take care, YouTube. Hope everyone is safe and well.